These are some radishes that we grow from seed. We planted all of these into a small container for it to germinate, and after germination, we are going to transplant these into bigger containers and grow bags. Hi, and welcome to Fresh from My Garden. These are some saplings of radish that we planted in this container, and once they get two or three sets of leaves, then they are ready to be transplanted into a bigger container or a grow bag. Since the seedlings are really small and the roots will also be very fragile, we have to carefully overturn the container and release some of the soil and take out these saplings one at a time very carefully without damaging their roots. When we are transplanting into a bigger container or grow bag, we have to make sure that these saplings are not planted very close together and are given enough spacing so that there is no deformation when the root vegetable is growing. Radishes are mostly a cool weather vegetable, and we planted these during the month of November when we have warmer days and cooler nights. They usually take about 2.5 to 3 months from seed to harvest. And if we sow the seeds in the month of October or November, we can harvest them by mid or end of February. Radishes like full to partial sun. So, this is a spot in our kitchen garden which is in the south facing side of our garden. But since it is during the winter time, the sunlight is not too harsh or very hot. We prefer light watering, especially since it is during the cooler weather, so it can be watered once in 2 or 3 days. But most root vegetables don't like too much of overwatering or the soil to be soggy. Overwatering can cause the radishes or even other root vegetables like carrots to crack or to split open. So, once all our radish saplings have been transplanted into a bigger grow bag, keep them in a semi shaded location for a couple of days till these saplings get used to the new grow bag and to prevent transplant shock. Usually, the best time to transplant saplings is early in the morning or in the evening, not during the sunny, hot mornings, because that will cause the plants to have transplant shock and they could wither or die quickly. Here we have some carrots, white radish, red radish, all of these growing in containers, along with some other vegetable seedlings that we have started from seed. At the time of planting these radishes, we have added some compost and cow dung manure to the soil in which it was planted. It doesn't need too much of additional fertilizing, but we occasionally water these plants, the radishes and the other vegetable plants that we are growing in our garden, with the wastewater that we get from our fish tub, which contains some azola and also fish amino. This water that we get from our fish tub is really beneficial for all the plants and has a lot of micronutrients. Today we are harvesting a couple of radishes that we had sown in the month of November. This is one red radish that we have. Some of the red radishes bolted and produced beautiful white flowers. Now, here we have another white radish which is also ready for harvest. You can see that they are ready for harvest once the tops of the root vegetable starts to show up above the soil. It's always better to harvest them when they are tender rather than leave them in the ground for too long where they'll become over mature and lose all its taste. Some of the red radishes bolted and grew these beautiful white flowers. That's today's update from our garden. Hope you liked this video. Thanks for watching Fresh from my garden.